Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Let's wait for more participants. Thank you for joining. Let's share the link, the meeting link. Let's share with our Connect so that they can all join this meeting. It's going to be a power-packed meeting today, and I don't want us to miss any bit of it. So please kindly share this event. Share the link to your friends, your colleagues, someone that you think needs to know about these initiatives. Please kindly share the link. And if you know someone that's supposed to be here, please just send a reminder to them. So while we wait for others to join, and we start immediately, it's 2:10 p.m. Rachel Megaribe, welcome. Welcome, Miss Rachel. Please kindly mute your microphone. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining, guys. So we are waiting for people to join, but once it's 2:10 p.m., we're going to start the meeting. Please kindly share the link for others so that they can join. We need enough people. We need a lot of people to join this webinar today so that we can pass our message across to various individuals to benefit from this. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Promise, thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Please let's share the link to the group again as a reminder, please. Let's forward the link to the group and to our network to join this meeting. God bless you as you do that. Thank you so much for joining. So it's 2:10 p.m. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, can we start the meeting?
Oh yes, we can proceed, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the privilege to moderate this meeting today. Once again, my name is Esther Aderinsola, and I'm the Abuja Hub Coordinator for DEPA Initiatives. But before anything, let's commit everything into the hands of God. Father, in Jesus' name, Heavenly Father, we commit this meeting, this webinar into your hands. Take perfect and absolute control of everything. We want you, Lord, to meet us at the point of our needs. all the panelists that will be joining us today. Let them impute in us, let them impact us positively. And at the end of the day, when we all apply for this fund, the TEL fund that we're about to learn today, Father Lord, let your miracle working hand proceed and impact us positively too in Jesus' name. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for we pray in Jesus' name. So I'm happy to be your moderator today. Welcome everyone to DEPA Initiative Entrepreneurship and Funding Program. So what is DEPA Initiative? DEPA Initiative is Development of Entrepreneurship and Poverty Alleviation Initiatives. So our vision is to lead and develop entrepreneurship, to create wealth and to foster collaborations among youth, men, women in Africa within the next decade. We all know the vision of the SDG vision, the UN vision to end poverty come 2030. And for us now, we still have 15 more years to close the gap. So DEPA Initiative is joining our voices with UN voices to end poverty, to create wealth, and to collaborate initiative collaboration between youth, men, women, Africans, home and abroad. So our mission is to make sure we empower African youths, we empower African women, African men through our entrepreneurship development, our capacity building, financial literacy, opportunity linkage, and collaborative partnership, whereby we are driving sustainable wealth creations and poverty alleviations. So welcome again to today's meeting. And I would like us to introduce ourselves here. So I would like us to introduce ourselves in this meeting right now. So I'll start by mentioning names. So I firstly introduce myself again. My name is Esther Ademisola, and I am the DEPA Initiative Coordinator for Abuja. And also I'm a digital marketer. So let's keep it simple and straightforward. While I pass the microphone to Munachiso Ejeji, please kindly introduce yourself. You can now unmute your mic.
Okay.
Munachiso, yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Munachiso Ejeji, but everybody just calls me Muna. I'm the founder CEO of Urban NG. This is a startup that is involved in helping online business owners to sell and ship their products from their stores to their customers' doorstep. So we do this across Nigeria, and we've begun doing deliveries to Ghana and to other countries in West Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Munachiso Ejeji. It's so nice having you here on this platform. So next on the list, I'll pass my microphone to Jennifer Emmanuel. Please, Jennifer, kindly unmute yourself.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
Emmanuel Jennifer.
Okay.
I'm the PR manager, the communication and PR manager of the DEPA Initiative, and I'm CEO of Nifa's Kitchen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It's so nice having you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. So, Promise Ikuaka, please kindly unmute yourself and do a brief introduction. You're welcome. Promise Ikuaka, please, I'm sorry if I got the name correctly. Promise Ikuaka, please kindly introduce yourself. Okay, so I'll move to the next person. Rachel. I don't want to pronounce this. Please kindly permit me. Please kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself, Rachel.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Rachel Emearibe. I am the social media manager of Nixona Flavors. Happy to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome, Rachel. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Wilson, please kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Wilson Jobuba Jida. I'm the managing director of Jidan Foods International. We deal with implementing food.
Please, audible. We can hear you, please.
Okay,
What do
I'm
you
very
do?
sorry. Are you hearing me
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. I said I'm Wilson Jobuba Jida, the managing director of Jidan Foods. We deal with production of complementary foods. Complementary foods are baby food. That's what we deal with, and therapeutic foods also.
Thank you so much. It's nice having you here, Mr. Wilson. Thank you so much. I don't know if Promise Ipuka is now back online. Please kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Promise.
Okay, hello, Esther.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I think there is a mistake somewhere. The Promise Ikuka that's not their real name. There is a link I dropped on the group, but it was a link that was pre-registered by someone. So I think once anyone comes in with that link, he is now displaying Promise Ikuka. So just
Oh, okay.
them anyone who has not done introduction to this.
Okay. Thank you so much
Sorry
for that,
about
Mr.
that. My
Chairman.
apologies.
Please, if I have not introduced you, if you have not introduced yourself, please kindly unmute your microphone to introduce yourself properly, please. Please kindly unmute yourself. Yeah, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear
Good
me?
afternoon. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rex. That is Obunna Rex Monday. I'm the CEO with Ogasa Technology. Ogasa Technology is a social celebratory application. So we basically make you happy when you have your birthday through gifting. I mean, real gifts in a virtual space. So we are coming out with this very innovative one, changing the way the traditional system of celebration is done using the technological means. So not just birthday, it ranges from birthday, anniversary, wedding anniversary, bridal showers, just mention them. We have over 20 plus different celebratory activities or celebratory events that you have. Those who are your celebrants are able to see or get notifications and celebrate you during this very memorable event. So it's just to make it very memorable. So you look forward to so much and other events through giftings here. So yeah, that's basically what we do in Augusta, and a lot more futures that we're looking at coming out with pretty soon. Thank you. I'm glad
This
to be
is so
here.
beautiful. It's so beautiful. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I hope we have a lot of Valentine. A shout out to people yesterday. Thank you so much again. This is my way of welcoming you to DEPA. Thank you for joining us again. So if you have not introduced yourself, please kindly unmute yourself. You'll mute your microphone again to join. Please kindly do that as we proceed in the meeting. So Oluchi Ekuye, please kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself so we proceed to the next on the agenda. Please kindly introduce yourself. Yeah.
Bluetooth.
We can hear you, Oluchi. We can hear you.
Hello, yeah.
What is your name? What do you
Oluchi.
do? Please kindly introduce yourself.
Network is service.
Okay. Can you hear us now? Can you hear me?
It's breaking. You can hear me, but the one you said is breaking. I can't hear you.
Okay. I say, kindly introduce yourself, your name, what you do. Kindly introduce yourself. Okay, in
Hello,
the
my name is
afternoon.
Oluchi.
Okay.
I'm connecting my Bluetooth, please. I'm connecting my Bluetooth.
Okay, that means you have to do that in the chat box. So if you have not introduced yourself, please kindly drop that in
Yes,
the chat box
wait.
to introduce.
I've, I've connected my Bluetooth. Please talk to me now. I can hear you.
Okay, what is your name? What do you do? Please kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Oluchi here.
Okay.
Yes, I have a pure water company.
Wow.
I produce water, bottled water. Are you seeing? Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. I can hear you. And I believe others can.
Bottled water, pure water, rice farming as well. Because
Okay,
my
thank
area
you so much.
crop rice, okra, maize, but rice in particular. Rice is the main one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. We are happy to have you
All
here.
right.
Thank you so much for joining. So we are back on our agenda. So right now, I want to introduce the DEPA entrepreneurship funding community to you people so that you can join us, because it's a group where you all have to be. After mentioning what you do, your names, your companies, I believe a deeper membership community and entrepreneurship funding community is a place for you. So this is the flagship program of DEPA Initiative, aimed at empowering Africans, as I said earlier, entrepreneurship through mentorship, training, and resources mobilization. We do resources funding for people. We also train people and we create mobilization for them in order to access funding in different
Yeah.
program across the world. Please kindly mute yourself back. So it is an avenue to gain insight on how to start, how to grow, how to expand your business with the right resources. So we also connect members with funding opportunities, including grants, yes, loan and equity to start our grow or to start or to grow their ventures. If you're a startup owner, if you're a founder, even if you're a CEO, if you're a small, medium enterprise, you're welcome to a DEPA Initiative Entrepreneurship Funding platform. But this is a closed group, so only verified members of DEPA Initiative who are entrepreneurs like yourself or are intending entrepreneurs with business ideas or values are welcome to this group. So back on our agenda again, I want to introduce the chairman of DEPA Initiative to you, and so that I can also introduce the panelists for this section. I believe they are all here right now. So once again, welcome to this platform. So Mr. Chairman, Mr. Emmanuel Chisom Anelifo, I'm sorry if I pronounced the name correctly. So kindly introduce yourself and let's see what we have today. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Emmanuel, please kindly introduce yourself. Okay, let me do a brief introduction of Mr. Emmanuel so that he can come on board. So Mr. Emmanuel Chisom Anolefo is a visionary entrepreneur. He's also a leader. Of course, I've worked with him in so many projects, and I must tell you, he's a change maker, passionate about transforming African through strategic leadership, entrepreneurship, and community development. He's an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Administration and a Tony Elumelu Foundation alumni. So, there's this word that say follow the person with no root. So this man already has access to the funding, and I believe he has the wealth of information to give us about how we can be a successful applicant for this funding. So Mr. Emmanuel's entrepreneurial journey began with Dial and Trust Limited in 2020, which he has since expanded into a conglomerate, Dial and Trust Holdings Limited. Can we have a round of applause for that? He has also funded and led multiple companies, including Mysim Care and Food Depot Limited, Django Cleaning and Laundering Services Limited, and Becano Bakery and Event Limited, the best bakery and event company in Abuja. Yeah. So Emmanuel's commitment to community development and social impact initiative is evident. We all see this. So he's no more in it. So in his move to found DEPA Initiative, he's eager to collaborate with fellow leaders and contribute to Africa's growth and prosperity. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board Mr. Emmanuel Chisom Anolefo, the founder and the chairman of DEPA Initiative. Please kindly welcome. You're welcome, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good day, everyone. Good morning, everyone, depending on where you are joining this section from. So today, like Esther has rightly introduced, but today I'm going to be moderating the panel section for today. Because like I told us from the previous section that today's training is going to be a panel section. And I'm glad to announce to us all that today we have two other TELF alumni on board who are going to equally be sharing their idea with us, sharing their insight with us. And I believe that would, enable us to perfectly present our application and stand a better chance of being selected at the end of the day. I'm glad and I'm happy to have these ones on board and to equally have you all on board. So quickly, I'm going to be introducing the panelists that we have on board, and then we shall begin the panel section immediately. Thank you very much. Okay. So today we have Munachiso Eji. Munachiso Ejiji is a trained civil engineer. Out of passion, he launched the Hubon NG, an e-commerce and logistics company that enables small businesses in Nigeria to ship their goods to the customer's doorstep across Nigeria. His vision to empower young people to become the next e-commerce champions in Africa. As a Tony Elumelu Foundation alumni, he regularly gives back to his community by training young entrepreneurs on how to build and raise funding for their businesses through the Ideal Lab community. Students in his training group have gone on to qualify for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, the Tony Elumelu Foundation, and a host of other training and business grant awards. He is always ready to share his experience to inspire and encourage first-time founders and small business owners to build sustainable businesses in Africa. Mr. Muna, like I always call him, is should I say, is an old old mentor. He's a TEF alumni from 2017. I believe they were one of the first set of people that received this funding from the Tony Elumelu Foundation. And ever since then, he has gone ahead to mentor other people, other young entrepreneurs, helping them to be able to access this funding. Mr. Muna, we are glad and delighted to have you on board today. Thank you very much. So the next person we have on our panelist section is no other person than Festus Moses. Festus Moses is a visionary entrepreneur and a social impact leader with experts in the leather industry, sustainable business practices, and youth empowerment. As founder and CEO of Mo's Medicine Global Limited, he has built a thriving enterprise that combines Afrocentric designs with innovative manufacturing techniques. Since its inception in 2021, Mo's Medicine has served over 3,500 customers trained 70 youth in leather craftsmanship and integrated sustainable practices. Festus is a 2024 Mandela Washington Fellow, have honed his expertise in sustainable fashion, supply chain management, and entrepreneurship at Rogers University. He has secured international partnerships, including a deal to supply 200 leaders products to a US-based client. Festus holds a degree in computer science and has made significant contributions to community development through his volunteering services with the Yali Network Kano. As a former coordinator, he led initiatives that empower thousands of youth through leadership training, business workshops, and skill acquisition programs. Festus is committed to fostering economic growth, environmental sustainability, and creating opportunity for others. So Festus Moses is equally a TEF alumni from the 2024. He's more like should I say my my alumni mate. So Mr. Festus, we are glad and happy to have you on board. Thank you very much. So Mr. Muna, if you are on board, can we get a shout out from you? Mr. Festus, if you are on board on the call, can we equally get a shout out from you? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Shout out, shout out. So this is Muna. So JJ.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Mr. Muna. Yeah, thank you.
So Mr. Festus. Okay, so we shall proceed while we wait to have Mr. Festus on the call. Okay, so since it's just Mr. Muna on the call, Mr. Muna, I would love you to briefly introduce yourself. Tell us about your journey with the Tony Elumelu Foundation, how it started, how it went, and how just an introduction. Thank you very much, sir.
Right, okay. So my name is Muna. My journey is a long time ago. I don't know where people were like 10 years ago. So like he introduced me, I'm a civil engineer by training and by profession. So 2015, this was like towards the tail end of my degree program. I knew that I wanted to do business, right? At that point in time, I saw one of my secondary school mates a couple of years ahead of me. I don't, you people should know him. He's a very popular entrepreneur. You know, Lua Aboyeji, right? The founder of Andela, and then what's the new one? What's the other one? Um, Andela and one other company like that. So so I saw that he had raised $25 million at the time from Zuckerberg Chan Initiative. And I was like, if I indeed want to make a mark in the world, if I indeed want to achieve greatness, right? In such a way, I would need to set up my own business, right? So prior to that, as a young boy, I already started working for my dad, on school holidays and things like that. So already entrepreneurship was in my blood, right? I grew up with a father who is a businessman and a mother who's also a businesswoman. So business has been in my blood for a very long time. I've sold sweets in school. I've sold earpieces in school, that's earphones, all these. So I've sold a lot of things, right? So by the time I was in school, I was already thinking about what kind of business can I do? What kind of big business can I do that would really make me stand out? Right. So this was the time around 2015. This was circa 2015, right? So a lot of I don't know, can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, just like type something in the chat. Right. So circa 2015, this was when e-commerce was still coming out. The likes of Jumia, Konga, they were still coming out. I think this was when Jumia had bought off the initial founders, the initial Nigerian founders that launched Kasua. I do not know if anybody remembers how Jumia started, but this was around the time where, people were still learning how to pay online with their ATM cards and things like that. So ATM cards were even still new. This was 2015, right? This was before your money points, before your POS. At the time when I now launched Hubon, right, as a delivery business, the popular question at the time was, you run a delivery business, what do you deliver? So I had to start explaining to people that delivery business is waybill, right? So everybody understood waybill at the time. So waybill is, when you take something to the park and then they send it to you, send it to the other state. So there was no delivery company. Well, I mean, in Abuja at the time, there were about one or two. So this was a time where this was, just imagine a time before before deliveries became popular in Nigeria during COVID 2019 2020. But think about it, 2 years 4 years before that, in 2015, I was already thinking of doing a delivery company. So one of the things I would like to tell you is that if you want to build a business for the future. If you want to really be um a leader, like, how will I say, first, if you want first mover advantage, think of a business of the future, business that people don't already even know, that you have to teach people about. So at the time, I was doing deliveries for online vendors, I was doing deliveries for people who had already set up e-commerce platforms. So people didn't really know what we offered. So it was now towards COVID that we started doing market runs, where we had to buy things for people from nearby markets and deliver to their house because people couldn't move around, right? So this is when delivery really, really blew up. At the time, we were already doing, this was 2019. So 2015, I had the idea. 2016, I started applying for different grants, and this was a time where there was hardly any grants available on the continent. Now there's tons of grants, tons of tons of equity financing for people who are running tech 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 businesses or tech enabled businesses. So this was a time where there was hardly any money on the continent for young entrepreneurs, young people who wanted to build business. So I finished university 2016, and 2017 I was doing NYSC. So this was around the time when obviously I was getting people involved. I had gotten one of my secondary school classmates to come up with me, and let's build this business, right? So we built Hubon at the start as a business listing service, right? Similar to what was that company at the time? I can't remember. I can't remember. But there was a business listing service. So basically, what we did was we'll launch a business listing service, allow people to list like five or six of their products so that people can get to know about their businesses. And then once we're able to get those people more customers, they would in turn give us more deliveries to handle for them. So that was the start. By 2019, deliveries came all over everywhere. So we're doing deliveries, let's say, between six cities: Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, Kano, and I think Owerri, right? These were the only places where they had that understanding of what online business was all about, what they understood, how deliveries worked. It was around this time that things like Instagram became very, very popular. Nigerian businesses were coming on Instagram at the time. So this was when delivery was really, 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 really began to pick up, right? And so other opportunities also came. We saw we were doing like address verification for companies who want to verify their staff. So there were very, very niche markets that we really really were applying to, when just doing like regular food delivery, because more people were coming into business. So we needed to see ideal opportunities where people won't really be able to access. So we started doing deliveries for government agencies, for high, for, you know, big businesses that were delivering hampers, really things like that. So by 2020, we're doing deliveries across almost every state in Nigeria, right? Because we're leveraging partnerships with other small delivery companies in different states, right? So at some point, then we now got a couple of orders. This was 2021, 2022. A couple of businesses in Ghana wanted to do deliveries to Nigeria, and we picked that up. And so now this is almost 10 years since I had the business, and my vision now is to be able to help people, ship their products out of the country, right? How can we get made in Africa products to be in the shops in the US, in the UK, in China, and things like that, and helping mini importers who are shipping in from China, from Japan, to be able to bring their goods to Nigeria. So really, the journey has not been easy. It's been tough, right? Only business owners will be able to tell you what they go through, handling staff and things like that. But if you have a vision and you're steadfast, you would you shouldn't give up. And one of the things that people tell me that I really see that it's true is that at the point where you feel like giving up, the opportunity, your your blow is just around the corner. So it's not easy to do business in Nigeria. It's probably tougher than doing business in any other place around the world. But if you're able to find that sweet spot, you're able to find that market fit, you're going to be successful. Right. So thank you so much for this, my short time. I hope I haven't been too long. But if you have any questions, or over the course of this conversation, we'll be able to kind of go into the nitty-gritty of how to build a fundable business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That's wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mona. Mr. Mona, you don't really need to go off because I have some few questions I would, equally be asking as well. So,
Right.
in all your stories, can you, share with the audience the point at which you applied for the Tony Elumelu Foundation? What was it like? What
So,
was
okay.
the experience like, the application process? What was it like? Was it your first time applying and you got it, or like what was the experience like for the application process?
Okay, so for the TEF, prior to TEF, I had already applied to a couple of like international programs. It was very, very hard, right? So these applications usually have tons of pages, tons of evidences that you need to submit, videos of yourself explaining that business idea. But at the time when I had already gone through 10, 15 international application, and I heard about TEF in 2016, a year after I had already brought up my business idea. I think I heard of TEF in 2016, but I applied in 2017. So I knew what I needed to put in place. So when I saw TEF in 2016, I studied the application very well. I spoke to a couple of people who had gotten the grant in 2015 and 2016. And then I already also knew somebody who was, but I also knew somebody who was at TEF at the time. So I asked a couple of questions, in-depth questions about what type of startups do they like? Do they like to fund? How far does the person how far does the person need to have gone to be able to get the funding and stuff like that? So over 2016, I started really putting my business together. I got CAC, I opened social media platforms. I started making sure that there was engagement on all those platforms, on Twitter, on Facebook, and things like that. Just trying to create content so that they can see that this business is already moving. I started doing deliveries. At the time I was literally using public transport to do deliveries. This was 2016. So I didn't have anything. I won't say I didn't have anything doing, but it was what I wanted to do. So I wanted to have a feel of it myself. I wanted to talk to the customers myself, right? Engage them, tell them what I'm trying to build, right? So it was an interesting opportunity for me to really get to know not just customers in Abuja, but get how will I say, get an understanding of how things move in the country, what bus stops exist, which route to take, things like that. So at that over that year, I really got to know about Abuja, all the roads, all the shortcuts, all the Appian ways and things like that. So yeah, so when I was applying for TEF, it was my first time. 2017. At the time I was doing NYSC. So while in camp and everybody were playing around, I was trying to get my business, my application, like trying to streamline it. I sent it to about 10, 15 people. I even had my mom to proofread my TEF application for me. And there was nothing really out of the ordinary. So this was me with already experience getting about 100 to 150 no's, right, from other international fund applications. So TEF was fairly easier for me, knowing that I've already applied for bigger, how will I say, for more extensive applications. For example, I don't know who has applied for grant funding from the Abuja public public administration grant, all those past grants, all those embassy grants. If you've applied for an embassy grant, you know how tough it is to apply for a US embassy grant. So, or all these other French AFD, all these opportunities. If you have applied for a fellowship or things like that, you know how tough that many of them can be. How you spend 1 month, 2 months trying to put your application together. But TEF was fairly easy within a week, within 2 weeks. I was able to answer. I think the questions there were maybe like seven at the time. They were not. It was not hectic. It was not hectic as it is now, where you have to do like a video pitch, different stages. Then in our time in 2017, you just apply and then they will post your name into newspaper. So 2017 till now, I think the TEF program has changed a lot, but still the same underlying techniques. So yeah, I got a lot of people to review my application.
Okay.
And then also the grace of God, really, the grace of God, because I know that I've tried. I know people who have helped. How many people who have not helped in terms of helping them to write, but help them to review the applications. Thought that the applications were A and should be good enough to be able to get TEF, and they've been denied. But some have also been given the grant as well. So at some point, you also need to have a bit of grace of God and a bit of luck on your side as well to be able to get the TEF grant.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Mona. I think our journey is a kind of similar in the sense that I was able to get from your explanation now that period to applying to itself, you had applied for other funding opportunities and you were kind of prepared. You made inquiries, you made your findings, you communicated with people who were already beneficiaries of this program. You were able to communicate with them to find out some of the things that you feel will help you in your application. And period before applying, you equally were able to get your facts and figures ready in terms of registering your business, in terms of having your social media platform and all of that. So it kind of means you prepared yourself for the grant. You didn't like rush into it. You didn't like rush into the application process and all of that. And why I said it's somehow similar to mine is because First, I started hearing about the Tony Elumelu Foundation since 2018. That was while I was that was during my graduation period because I graduated in 2018. I started hearing about the Tony Elumelu Foundation then, and I had a business idea then, but I've not started it anyway. It was just an idea then, and I wanted to apply. Though my own reason for not applying all those years till 2024 was more like I was having this doubt, I was having this doubt that, it's just the Nigerian thing, they already know people who they want to give this grant and all of that. And, I think 2018 down to 2023, I did not apply. And I must equally say this here. Mr. Mona Chiso was one of the people that motivated me and gingered me to apply for TEST. That was when I joined Yali Network Abuja in 2022. Fast forward to 2023, I equally got to know him as a TEF alumni. It kind of gingered me. I was like, so this is real. People can actually get this grant. People can actually. And by that 2023, my business was already set up because I started my laundry business, which I applied for the grant for. I started it in 2023. So by that time, my business was already registered and social media set up and all of that. So, and at the end of the day, I was able to communicate with Mr. Mona. He gave me some guidelines and some tips, and which at the end of the day, I applied them in my application process. And, the luck was equally there, like Mona said, because it's not in as much as you need to put in a very great application, but I still believe there is also a percentage of luck in the process. So that's basically it. So, Mr. Muna, going forward, I would want to ask you this. What are some of the common mistakes you feel people make in the application process?
So I've seen a lot of people who who first of all don't tell people to write for you. It annoys me. Honestly, it annoys me. Secondly, um, the person is not going to be able to tell your story the way you ought to, right? I do not think TEF looks at how your English is or how your grammar is or your ability to. Do you understand? The more your story comes for you, the more natural it appears. I think TEF looks for originality in any business that we apply for. So the common mistake, getting someone else to write for you. I don't. I'm someone who doesn't accept somebody writing a business plan for you or someone writing any grant application for you, especially when you pay the person. Even when you don't even pay the person, don't allow someone else to write for you. Your originality will speak through the way you write. I've seen people who aren't great orators or great writers who have gotten the grant. So, however you write, I believe it is good enough for TEF. And with with you, it's easier now, self, because with ChatGPT can help you to clean up your grammar and your grammatical errors and your spelling errors. But in our time, na highest na Grammarly. I don't even think that Grammarly was then. It was around in 2017. So we had to proofread by ourselves. and and with Microsoft Word, with the red line under a word or under a sentence, you know that this sentence is not complete. So now you have chat gpt that can help you with tense formation and things like that, so you don't physically need someone to write for you. I feel it's lazy thinking, and I feel that it even if you're able to get the funding for that business, you would not even see it through. Since you can't see through an application, you won't probably be able to see through their business. That is it for me. That's the first common mistake for me.
Okay. So not allowing someone to write your application for you, I think that's a fact. I equally agree with that. Because the self-application, they are looking for the originality, and it is only you yourself can put in that originality, because when you give someone to write for you, the originality won't really be there. It won't really be there. So you have to try as much as possible to be able to write your application by yourself. Take your time, it's not something you do in a rush. Take your time and do the application yourself. And also, like Muna mentioned, currently there is the AI is there, ChatGPT is there, and all of that, and it's okay. Let me equally ask this, Mr. Muna.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you said earlier, the chat GPT is there now, to assist people with their writing and all of that. So, and some persons hearing this might want to now rely on AI, just go and copy and paste and all of that. So, what do you actually advise about that?
So um I don't okay. I don't know how other people do it, but in university, for all those of us who are, will I say, lazy at heart, we got very well used to understanding synonyms is opposite, right? Antonyms is exact word, different words with the same meaning. So I
No,
got very used to help getting someone's assignment and writing it in a different language, right? So if you see the two assignments, you would not easily see that it is the same idea. So being able to giving it is not, I think now, self, even with many of these applications, they can see a text that is AI generated, and it's easily flagged in many applications. So if for example, you write, let's say, something, and you feed it to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to help you refine, let's say, your CV, right? Um, the ChatGPT can refine it for you, and when it refines it for you, change up some words. Let add your Add a bit of yourself back into the text so that it is no longer completely AI generated. I don't know. I don't know whether you understand what I mean. If
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
helps you to correct your grammar, add a few things again into it so that it is original. In anything, you always still try to make sure that the information is as original as possible. So just like I said, in those days, if somebody's assignment, let's say the person is saying, I want to go to the market, eh? And the person wrote it, I want to go to the market. In your own, you can pick it and say, I left to the supermarket. Do you understand? It's still the same thing, but in a different language. So it's important that even if you send, like, say you write like a rough application or a rough business plan, and you put it through ChatGPT, try and still change it again so that it is original, making sure that the grammar is still correct and every other thing is still correct. But don't say, ChatGPT, help me and write TEF application. No, that's what I mean. Write
Okay,
something, feed it into ChatGPT, and then when ChatGPT gives you a response, you review it again in your own language.
thank you very much. So that is not relying on Chat GPT 100%. If we are to place the use in a percentage, I would personally advise 20% for ChatGPT and 80% for yourself so that you can have an original application. So at this point, I would equally want to let our audience know that the chat box is open. If you have started your application and you have any questions, that you encountered or any challenge, any place you need clarification on, you can drop it on the chat box while I pick it and, ask our panelists and get to hear from him as well. So the chat box is open. You can drop your question, any question you have with regards to the Tony Elumelu Foundation application. Thank you very much. So going forward, I would want to also ask, because now it's looking at, see, before you apply for the test, you already had your business registered, you already more like operational. And somehow that is similar to my own experience because my business was already operational before I applied for test. So should someone out there who his or her business is not yet registered but still in the idea stage, what do you have to say to that person?
So, in my time, right? So at the time that I applied, I think TEF selected 1,000 entrepreneurs from 193,000 applications. So for me, you know, I knew that if tons of that 193,000 would be from a lot of it to be people who have ideas. So I'm not saying anything against people who are at idea stage, right? But a lot of the people who even got TEF at the time when I did were also at idea stage. But for me, I felt what would set me apart and what would give me I was always thinking, what is going to give me an edge? And there was something that I came across. I don't know whether it's on social media or something when I was starting out my business at the time. They said that financial capital is not always necessary when you want to start a business. So this is why I'm saying it. Normally, if I was supposed to start a delivery business, the startup cost would have stopped me from ever starting. Right? I would have thought about how to get a big office, how to get delivery guys, money for salary. But I started by myself. I was my first delivery guy. I didn't have a car, so I used public transport. So if you start your business by yourself first, you will understand the rudiments of that business. Given it is not every business you can just start with by yourself with your two hands and with your brain, right? But I have started a lot of businesses without having startup capital. I don't know, I'm an Igbo boy, right? A lot of people in my community are businessmen, right? So it's easy for me to go to Wuse Market or to go to Day and tell them I want to help them sell some of their products. And they'll give me the products on credit for me to sell for them, get my gain, and bring their money back for them. So for me, the most important thing in business is social capital. And social capital is trust. Can people trust you even though they know that you don't really have any money to give them at the start?
Okay, Mr. Mona, sorry to cut you short. Sorry to cut you short. I would really appreciate if we can keep the response based on self. Mr. Mona is equally a business consultant, and if you watch now, he's equally giving us tips not just on theft, but also on how best to manage our business and start up and launch and all of that. And if you allow Mr. Mona go on, is going to dive into
Hmm.
business training and consultancy.
Okay,
So
okay,
thank you
okay.
very much.
So, okay, I get you. Idea stage entrepreneurs. How to apply as an idea stage. Try as much as possible to make sure that your idea is unique, and it will stand out. Um, I've seen many tech entrepreneurs who have applied under agriculture. Somebody that I know got in for Gary production. So even idea stage entrepreneurs are welcome. They get funded a lot. For many startups I know, that TEF is their first money in before they were able to raise capital elsewhere. So you are not wrong if you want to do an idea stage business, but um you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't know I've not seen the current application model, but just make sure that you know your idea. Make sure you know your idea. Make sure you've written it and rewritten it and you've rewritten it and you understand the different working parts of that idea.
Exactly.
So yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Una. So for our
Yeah.
audience out there who their businesses are not yet operational and they would want to apply for the and you would want to apply for the test, you can equally go ahead and apply for it. The TEF Foundation, they equally fund idea businesses that are still in the idea stage. But just like Mr. Mona has rightly said, your business idea has to be unique. There has to be something different about your business idea. During my set last year, I equally know someone who was funded. His business is not even registered. He has not started operation, and he was funded. He has this idea of using wood to design tables, office tables, and chair and all of that. In a fancy, even he sent me one of the pictures of his work, of the thing he does, and I was even wow. If I had the funding, I would have given him also. So you have to ensure that your idea is unique and great. And at the same time, just like I myself, during my own application last year, my business was already operational because, I was equally trying to see what can give me an edge in the application, just like Mona said. But for the idea stage, it is still welcome. You can apply just ensure that your idea is unique and you put in your application, you put in all your best in your application writing and all of that. So quickly, I'm on the chat box and I can see a question on the chat box. Okay, someone is asking after the first application, so what next? Okay, so I think I will just answer that. The theft application process, it has stages. It has stages, just like I think I talked about that in our last section. It has stages. The first stage is this application stage, which was opened in 1st of January and is going to close in 1st of March, except there is an extension, which I doubt there will be an extension this time around. So once it closes in 1st of March, the next thing you should be expecting is a call for physical verification. Tech is going to come and verify either your business. If during your application you indicated that your business is already operational, they are going to come to verify your location, the location of your business. Then also in your application process, if you enter that your business is still in the idea stage, Tech is equally going to come and verify you as a person. They will come and verify you. And once they're coming, you have to have your ID card, your identity card handy because they're equally going to snap it and do their verification. Then after the physical verification is now the big announcement. It's now the big announcement where you are now expecting. The big announcement is the announcement for those that have been selected to participate in the program. Those that have been selected to participate in the program. They usually do that. As like last year, they did it on YouTube, but period before the YouTube announcement, that were selected already got they received an SMS and email as well. Just like me last year, I equally got an SMS notifying me that I've been selected to participate in the 2024 Self Entrepreneurship Program. I equally received that via my email. Then the big announcement is now being done on YouTube. After the announcement is the training section, the entrepreneurship training, because TEF is not just giving you funding, TEF is equally giving you training. It's equally what training you so that you can be able to better launch or manage your business. So the training section is usually for 12 weeks or thereabout. So after the training section, the next stage will now be the stage for business pitch is is now the pitch video where you are required to submit a pitch video, a 2 to 3 minute pitch video talking about your business, what your business has been able to achieve, your ideas, the problem you are solving, and all of that. And also at that stage, you're required to prepare a business plan as well, a business plan and your financials. Also, PEP provides a template for the business plan and financials. So that makes the work easier. So I don't know, Mr. Muna, during your own time, was there the business plan template? Was it being provided?
Right. So in our time, there was the business training, whatever, the 3 month business training, whatnot. But we didn't have pitch because they had already selected us from our application, right? So we just did the whole business training thing, and then they gave us time to register our business and do due diligence before they paid in the money. So that was it for our own time. We did the whole business training phase, and then we just sent in our company details, and tried to get our tax identification number and all things and get them notarized. And then we sent it to them by email. And then within like a month or got paid. So I was one of the richest coppers in my time, sha, sha, sha. Yeah. That was a long time
Okay.
ago.
So a lot has actually changed, I believe. So
Yeah, so that was how it was in my time.
this time around, Tech is going to provide you with a business plan template. They're going to send you a business plan template and financial to use and prepare. It's a page-to-page something. It makes the whole work easier for you. So after that, you have to submit the business plan, you have to submit your financial and your pitch video. Then after that stage, the next stage will now be the stage where you'll be required to submit your business registration document. That's your CAC. You'll be required to submit your tax identification certificate. You'll be required to submit your valid ID card. You'll be required to submit your bank details, reference letter from your bank. And after that stage, the next stage will now be the disbursement stage. Also, before this, in between these stages, they have the virtual training sections that normally hold on. Okay, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, I think my network malfunction.
Yeah, it does, but you are back now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So after that, what was I said? Okay, I was talking about the YouTube training. There is an online section that goes on YouTube where self equally most of the things that is being taught on the business training is what is being done in the virtual training as well. So and that virtual training is a kind of a compulsory for all participants because attendance is being taken on that. So the most important thing is to be selected. Once you are being selected, the only thing that would make you not to receive the funding at the end of the day is possibly you not being able to provide some of the documents that will be required within the stipulated timeline. Okay, so I believe that answered your question. That question is from C Lord. Okay, so the next question, Esther, can you help us? Okay, I think I can find it. I'm trying to see the next question on the chat board.
Okay, have you answered what about those that don't have physical office for the physical verification?
Okay, I think I made mention of the physical verification. If during your application you enter that your business is not yet operational, that means what they're verifying is not your business, they're verifying you as a person. They are verifying you as a person. So what you need for the verification is just your identity card. That's just what you need for the verification. Those that they are verifying their business is for those that during their application they recorded that their business is already operational. So if you did that, it means they would have to verify the physical location of your business. Okay, someone is asking, my business idea is rice farming, then selling after milling, grading, and packaging. Which industry sector can I choose? I'm confused. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Mona, I would allow you to answer that. Okay, and from the screenshot you sent, you are the same person that sent this screenshot. From the screenshot you sent, your business idea falls under the food processing and packaging. There's an option for that there. So you can easily choose that as your industry. I believe that
Oh,
answers.
sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I said agricultural processing and storage, but you said there's also food processing and packaging. So both really
Yeah,
work, to be honest. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I believe your question has been answered. Then someone is also asking, what about those that don't have it? Okay, I think I've answered that. Okay, so this question is directed to Mona. My question is to our guest. He talks about funding. So I would like to know about those organizations that give out grants to especially tech startups.
So this is okay. So that answer is very tough, right? Because I used to keep like a calendar of of grant applications. There are many. If you enter that rabbit hole, you might not be able to come out. And from my experience, your customers are your best source of funding. Um, like you can raise. I know people who have turned grant writing into a full-time business. They apply grant after grant after grant after grant. But for me, most successful, that's why I've really, really changed from teaching people about how to raise grants, because I've seen people who raise grants and do not even start those businesses. So for me, the most sustainable businesses, like I would always tell you, even from what you've seen, from what you heard me say over time, you see that I'm very good friends with people in Wuse Market, people in Day, business people. And I've never for one day seen any of my business friends try to be raising money from grants or from foundation or whatever. they do business and they get money from their customers. So, like I would always say, your customers are your best source of funding. If you have a business that is thriving, you have a business that people are patronizing, you would not see any need. Obviously, everybody needs money, right? Even Tony Elumelu, as you are seeing him like this, he's looking for money too. So there's never any money that will ever be enough. So just but your customers are your most sustainable way of growing your business. That being said, I shared the link already. For those in the tech, for those in the tech space, for those in the tech space, I've shared the link already. For those in the tech space, you see a list of about 100, about 99 equity funders, but this list is primarily for tech businesses. So if you have any tech business, existing tech business, right? So this because these people would ask you for information regarding your data room, your pitch deck. They would obviously want to see your code stack and your things and information like that. So it's not where you apply if you have just an idea, right? Many of them also would like to see things around um monthly recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue. Most of them apply to only SaaS businesses. So by SaaS, I mean software as a service. So this is a little bit out of what we are discussing here, but I've shared the link to it for those who might be interested.
Okay. Thank you
So
very
that
much,
is it.
Mr. Mona. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, I would sincerely advise we keep our questions within the TEF discussion, so that we don't really deviate from the agenda for today. At the end of the day, you are still going to learn more about what we do at DEPA Initiative and what we are doing with the entrepreneurship funding drive. This step training is being it's a project of our entrepreneurship funding drive training, and also you would equally learn more about how to be a part of that showroom, so that you can be able to learn more about business funding and equally other opportunities that you can access funding from. Thank you very much. So that being said, let's try and keep our questions within the test environment. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Mona, I would want to quickly ask this question. What do you think about social media channel? And because during the application you will be asked to fill in your social media profile ID. What do you think about it with regards to the effect on the application result?
So okay, so this was another thing that I was focused on. So do not do not put a social media account that is not business oriented. So if you know that your social media is used for sharing jokes and banter, just avoid it. Just don't even put your social media if it's not going to help your application. This is what I will say about that because anything you're putting into your TEF application must help your TEF application. If it's not going to help, if you're someone that your TikTok is about that or or speed darlington, please don't.
Okay, thank you
So
very much. Thank you very much, Mona. I think that's very, very simple, That's the response is very, very simple. You're in as much as the application, this year's application, it is compulsory for you to submit one social media handle, either Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Instagram. It is compulsory for you to submit one. Then there is equally room for you to submit up to three different handles. But again, in addition to what Mona has said, like he advised, that is one thing about social media. Most people think social media is just all about fun, in as much as it's a place to have fun as well. but in our social media pages, we should learn to talk about what we do, so that if someone is going to audit you via social media, they can find something useful about you or about your business. So ensure if you need to go and see your social media page, if there are some things you need to delete from your social media page, you can go ahead and delete them and try as much as possible to see, even before the end of the application, that you post one or two things about your business. That if you don't have a business account, but if you have a business social media page, it could be best you submit that very particular one. Thank you. So,
Create a new one. Create a new page. Don't try to revamp. They might go to your history. Create a new social media page and just be posting business. At
exactly, I
least
think
three
that's
to
that's
six
better.
months
That's
to
better.
7 months, be posting about business every day. So
That's
that when they see it,
better. That's
eh,
better. Yeah, 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 yeah,
when they
yeah.
see it, they are like, this person is serious about what they are doing. Exactly.
So that is it. That is it. So let's keep our questions coming in. We'll be rounding off this section soon. So please let's keep our questions coming in. So our PR manager has dropped a link to our WhatsApp forum, the Entrepreneurship Funding Drive forum. So if you want to learn more about other funding opportunities and all of that, you can click on the link to join. So meanwhile, okay, let me equally ask this. Mr. Muna, during this application, is there do you think there are businesses or industrial sectors that is favored the most? Because someone has asked this question earlier, if there, especially for ones in the entertainment industry, you know, the person was like, he has never seen anyone in the entertainment industry that's gotten the grants and all of that. Does it mean the grant is for specific industrial sectors and all of that? So, what's your
Well,
opinion on
yeah,
that?
okay. First of all, he's not really seen doesn't mean that they don't exist. Off the top of my head, I know some guy that is doing film in he's doing film and other kind of media productions in Owerri. He's my personal friend. So they do fund entertainment. But in terms of like where that they usually fund, so this is tricky because they usually fund, but it means that tons and tons of people are also applying within that sector, that category. So it is even more competitive. So I know that a lot of people get funded for agro and agro processing, but it also means a lot of people are applying under agriculture. So for me, I would always opt for a new industry, a new angle, so that you are the only business within that category. So for me, that is where I lean. Going to a place that people are not usually there, so that if you are the only logistics company, you will stand out. I think in my own time, I must have been the only logistics company. That's why I got it. I'm sure if they were like 500, I probably would not have gotten it. But as I was the only one, it was very easy for me to, not very easy as such, but it made me to stand out already, right? So, in anything that you're doing, try and stand out. There are millions, and I'm sure there are millions of people now who apply for TEF. So the competition is very, very high. So even if you don't get it, don't lose hope. Honestly, don't lose hope and just keep pushing. Like I said, there's tons and tons of grant applications. So keep your hopes open and use your internet very well. A lot of people use their internet to watch TikTok videos, but a lot of people also use their internet to build business and raise money for their startups. So use your internet very, very well. Let's just try. I'm not going to share any more links. Let's focus on TEF application here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mona. Thank you very much. So, in addition to that, I would say I don't think theft favors a particular sector. It's all about how enticing your application is, how unique your application is, and also if you have a unique idea, an idea that that you are just the first person bringing it to light, that means you are going to you have more opportunity of being selected. But then again, also if your business idea revolves around ideas that are already in existence, something that people are already doing, then I must say you have to try and be able to showcase your unique selling point, what makes your business different from those other businesses that are already in existence. Because I'm speaking from experience. I applied with one of my company, Django Cleaning and Laundry Services Limited, and that's what I got the grant with. It's a cleaning and a laundry company. Most people will be like, "Wow, oh, cleaning and laundry company, something that is common, something that is everywhere." But at the same time, I was able to, you know, separate my cleaning and laundry business from other businesses by trying to incorporate it as a one stop shop for all cleaning needs, where we render both salon services, laundry services, and spa and all of that. So you have to try and be able to make your business unique. If it is an idea that is already in existence, try to find something that will be unique about your business that will separate it from other businesses out there. So thank you very much. So
Yourself, you've muted yourself.
oh, sorry. So the chat box is still open. We'll take two more questions, then we wrap it up. So while I wait for us to drop our questions, I would equally invite Esther, our coordinator for Abuja, to quickly do the present the membership drive before we round up. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you so much. Thank you for your an insightful time with you here. We really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. And I believe you have all learned how we can effectively apply for TELF funding, and how we can make sure we generate new business ideas, how we can go back to our drawing board to have a successful application. And we would like to excuse me, please. Question in the box. I don't know, but I'm going to read it out. So, Mr. Chairman or Mr. Tony Elumelu Foundation have a physical office or headquarters?
Okay, they have a headquarter, which is the headquarter is in Lagos, is the Heads Holding headquarter. That's where the Tony Elumelu Foundation office is. But I don't think, what do you need the office address for?
I beg for verification. Oh my
Okay,
God.
you want to
I
verify
beg
Okay,
for
so
verification so they know that.
Muna, your voice is
Business. Tony Elumelu is the
okay,
whatever DEPA Initiative.
right. So I wanted to say something. There's, for Tony's birthday, I think was that 2018 or 2019. So trust me, the foundation is not a grant that make people to pay 3,000 business plan verification or
Oh, yeah.
something. Please, TEF is not like that other one. It's valid. Nobody here is being paid for this program, and it's completely free. That's also another thing I would like to tell you. In your nobody should ask you money for any stage of any application, right?
Yeah.
It's maybe only the government-based loan programs that, but a lot of this is in secrecy and mystery. It's better for you to just do your business and growing small than for payment. Scammers
Yeah.
are bound.
So much, Mr. Ona. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. We are very grateful and we're very happy to have you in our midst here. And God bless you. So can we all send our reactions in appreciation to Mr. Mona? You can also drop in the chat box. So thank you, Mr. Mona. We appreciate you. We love you. And we are looking forward to having you in one of our meetings in DEPA Initiative. Yeah, so appreciate. So now I want to pass the microphone. I don't know if Mr. Prince is here in the chat. Please, can you signify? The Communication and Partnership Director of DEPA Initiative, Mr. Obina Wilson. Please, can you?
Okay, okay. Esther,
Yeah.
okay, let me do that. I think he's currently not on the call. But before we do that, I want
Okay.
to drop this last comment also. In Before you submit the application, there is also a test. There is a test you do online. Try as much as possible to see how best you can answer those questions correctly. And also after the online test is a declaration page where they are going to ask you questions like have you applied for the program before? Have any of your family member benefited from the program before? And all of that. Most of those questions, apart from the question where they will ask you if you have applied before. If you have applied before, you can simply say yes, that you have applied before. Apart from that very particular question, all other questions that are there, it's best to just click on no. Even if a family member of yours has benefited from the program before, simply just click no. They will ask you questions like, have you been convicted before? Has any of your family member been convicted before? Does any of your family member work with the theft or or hair holding and all of that, or UBA and all of that? The best is just for you to click no, no, no to all of them. So that is just it. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Mona, sincerely, on behalf of DEPA Initiative, we appreciate your presence for today's section. You have always been someone that we can call on and you answer us. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Mona, kindly drop your social media handle on the group chat so that people who are in audience who are interested in learning more from you can equally follow your social media pages. Then also, the social media link for DEPA Initiative is currently on the chat box. Do well to engage us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also YouTube. And also, this meeting is being recorded, and at the end of the day, we are going to upload the recorded version on YouTube. So for those who miss the event or those who would want to have a reward, you can go on our YouTube channel to watch the recorded section. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Mona, you can drop your social media handle or name or username rather, so that people can engage with you further. Thank you very much. And like Mr. Mona rightly said, this application process is free of charge. Don't allow anybody to, advertise to you that you can pay him or her for them to do the application for you, or maybe pay for them to facilitate your application and all of that. It is totally free of charge. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
So let's there is something we often do, we normally do
Mr.
whenever we have this training. So
Chairman.
let's take our group picture, please. Group photo. So please, everyone, kindly turn on your video. Kindly turn on your video so that we can have a group photo. Kindly
Please
turn
don't
on your video.
send it to don't.
Whether you're on the streets, whether wherever you are, just turn on your video, just turn on your link.
Don't send.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Esther, over to you. You can close the section. Can anyone?
Manager, please. We want to connect you. We want to make sure you have a successful application. Click on the WhatsApp link to join our sessions, physical trainings, and online trainings. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much, Mr. Munachiso AJJ. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
And
I appreciate it too. Thank you for
God
having
bless
me.
you, everyone. We love you. We want to at DEPA Initiative, everyone on the chat here today. Let us alleviate poverty together. Let us share group photo. Okay, sorry. Let us alleviate poverty together. Let us share mentorship together and like-minded professionals in our fields and in different fields. So this one is going to synergize collaboration and also people like-minded people that have intellectual of integrity to collaborate with. So we want to see more platform. The recorded version will be dropped. So share with your network to watch also. Together, we will all alleviate poverty. Bye.